the Hague Convention for the Protection of Cultural Property in the Event of Armed Conflict 1944 was an international response to the destruction of cultural artifacts during the World War II, overseen by the United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization (UNESCO). The parties that participated in the convention, numbering over 100, pledged to safeguard location and items of cultural significance during armed conflict, as well as preempt possible threats, uh, preventions, preservation of culture during the times of peace. The Hague Convention is significant in that it formally established in its preamble that damage to cultural property belonging to any people whatsoever means damage to the cultural heritage of all mankind, since each people makes its contribution to the culture of the world. However, it is difficult to enforce, particularly in the case of pieces of cultural heritage that are claimed by multiple states. An example of this is the possession of some of the Dead Sea Scrolls in the aftermath of the Six-Day War, 1967. Hotly debated topic between Jordan and Israel. Today, both countries are signatories to the convention, but both claim their efforts to hold the scrolls amount of rightful possessions rather than theft as forbidden in the convention. Print. Print. Preempt. If you preempt an action, you prevent it from happening by doing something which makes it unnecessary or impossible. Preempt. To appropriate something, to display something. Preempt. Take a precedence of something. To make a preempt to be a bridge. Preempt. To do something before someone does something else. Probably the thing that you are about to do to you. Preempt. Premovable. Preamble. Preamble. A preamble is an introduction that comes before something you say or write. Whatsoever. Whatsoever. You use a whatsoever after a noun group in order to emphasize a negative statement. Whatsoever. Whatever. Whatsoever. And signatory. Signatory of the signatories on official documents are the people, organization, or countries that have signed it. Signatory. Signatory. Hold the scrolls. Scrolls. Hold the scroll. Hold the scroll. Act. The Hague Convention for the Protection of the Cultural Property. 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 Someone's property is the things belong to them or something that belongs to them. The Hague Convention for the Protection of Cultural Property in the event of armed conflict. 19. 54 was the international response to destruction cultural artifacts. Uh, so, destruction artifacts. Okay. Cultural artifacts are during the World War II. The Hague Convention. Okay. The Hague Convention for the protection of cultural property in the event of armed conflict was an international response to the destruction of the cultural artifacts during the World War II, overseen by the United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization, or UNESCO. The parties that participated in the convention, numbering over 100, pledged. Yes, pledged. pledged to safeguard the location and items of cultural significance during the armed conflict, as well as preempt possible preempt possible threats to the preservation of culture during the times of peace. The Hague Convention is significant in that it formally established its preamble is preamble that damage to the cultural property belonging to any people whatsoever means damage to the cultural heritage of all mankind, since each people makes its contribution to the culture of the world. However, it is difficult to enforce. However, it is difficult to enforce, particularly in the case of peace of cultural heritage that are claimed by multiple states. An example of this is possession of some of the Dead Sea scrolls in the aftermath Six-Day War. Or hotly debated between Jordan and Israel today, both countries signatories to the convention, but both claim their effort to hold the scrolls amount to rightful possession rather than theft as a forbidden in the conversation. Which of the following statements about the Hague Convention of 1944 is not supported by the passage? It was a reaction to spoliation and destruction of cultural heritage during the war. Spoliation. I think A is okay. This spoliation and destruction. It asserted the it asserted the international significance of a cultural heritage. Assert, assert, asserted is if someone asserts the fact that they stated firmly. I think it's B is also is correct. It is the it is the focus of controversy in some cases even to this day. Now, it is overseen by division to the United Nations division. Oversee, oversee. Oversee is a kind of like a authority. They make sure that dependent properly. The division. United Nations. It included stronger effective measure for enforcement. Uh-oh. Not supported by the debated between the signature the both could claim that first the holders could amount to right proposition rather than as forbidding the convention. The physical thank you is considered formally established premiums cultural property belonging to any people was damaged the each people makes a contribution to the cultural world. However, it is enforced. Ah, oh, so I think it's E included strong and effective measures for enforcement because of they said. However, it is difficult to enforce, particularly in the case of a piece of cultural heritage that are claimed by multiple states. Okay, so E. 17. Let's see the worst of answer. Oh, right. I was right. This is an inference except Christian. The four incorrect choices will follow the logically. The correct answer will not. E.